everyone. Welcome to Librarian Lexi's Corner. Today I have a very special guest with me. I've got Mr. Link, who has decided to maybe take a nap during story time, which is totally fine. If you want to listen to the book and take a nap, that is totally okay. If you want to listen to the book and color along, that is also totally fine. Um, we're just going to learn a little bit about the hospital through this book. Franklin Goes to the Hospital. Now, the Franklin books are some of my favorite picture books. There are many of them, as you can kind of see on the back. But today we're going to read Franklin Goes to the Hospital. So, like I previously mentioned, some of you might have gotten Franklin coloring pages. I know our setup makes some of the pictures kind of hard to see, but that's why we printed some for you so that way you can color while you listen. All right, Link, are you ready? I'm pretty sure that was a yes. Franklin Goes to the Hospital. Franklin sometimes had colds and tummy aches, and every now and then he got cuts and bruises. He went to the doctors for regular checkups, and once the doctor even came to Franklin's house. But until now, Franklin had never been to the hospital. Franklin and his friends were playing soccer. The ball was kicked to Franklin and it hit him hard in the chest. Oof, he groaned, but he kept on playing. That night at bath time, Franklin said, "Ouch," when he dried his tummy. His mother took a closer look. She said, "We'll go to the doctor first thing tomorrow." So Franklin really likes to play soccer. I know some of you out there might like to play sports also, and we'd love to hear about your sports. So if a person in purple comes to your room, we'd love to talk to you all about your favorite sport. Maybe it's soccer, just like Franklin. With gentle fingers, Dr. Bear poked and prodded Franklin's shell. She discovered a small crack. "This isn't serious, Franklin," she said, "but I have to put a pin in your shell to help it grow properly. I'll schedule an operation for you tomorrow morning at the hospital." "Will it hurt?" asked Franklin. "We'll give you some sleepy medicine before the operation so you won't feel a thing," replied Dr. Bear. "When you wake up, you'll be a little sore, but we'll keep you in the hospital overnight to make sure that you're okay." Dr. Bear explained that operations can only be done when a patient has an empty stomach. She told Franklin not to eat or drink after bedtime that night. Franklin didn't mind. His tummy was too busy flip-flopping for him to think about eating. You can see Franklin at the hospital. Even at our hospital, just like Franklin's, when we have to have surgery, the doctors ask us not to eat too. I would be so hungry. After school, Franklin's friends came to visit. Franklin showed them the book about hospitals that Dr. Bear had given him. Fox pointed to a picture and asked why everyone was wearing a mask. "Masks keep germs out of the operating room," explained Franklin. "Are you scared?" asked Beaver. "Of course he's not scared," replied Bear. "Franklin's very brave." Franklin didn't say anything. So this month, we're celebrating Child Life Month, and part of what we do as the Child Life team is help kids and teens understand what is happening here in the hospital, and one of the ways that we can do that is through books like this, just like Dr. Bear gave Franklin in the story. It was early when Franklin and his parents left for the hospital. With his blue blanket and Sam clutched in his arms, Franklin said goodbye to his room. Franklin's mother gave him a hug. "You'll be home tomorrow," she reminded him. "I know," Franklin said softly. "You're a very brave little turtle," said his father. So Franklin brought his favorite blanket and his stuffed dog Sam to the hospital. Um, some of you might have brought some things from home with you as well, and that's amazing. We love when you can bring your comfort item with you to the hospital, and that is something else that we as the Child Life team, tries to provide for you. Some of you might have gotten a dog that looks like this, and we want you to take that guy home. At the hospital, Franklin was given a bracelet with his name on it. Then an attendant pushed him down a long hallway in a wheelchair. Franklin stared at all the strange equipment on the carts and trolleys, and he wrinkled his nose at the unfamiliar smells. As they went around the corners and through the doors, Franklin kept making sure that his parents were keeping up. At last, they reached Franklin's room. So just like Franklin's hospital, our hospital also uses bracelets with your name on them, and that helps us know who you are. A nurse gave Franklin a very special gown to wear. She took his temperature and his blood pressure and listened to his heart. Next, she rubbed some cream on his hand. "This will numb your hand," she told him. "Then it won't hurt when the doctor puts the needle for your sleep medicine." "Okay," said Franklin in a small voice. "You're a very brave patient," said the nurse. So just like Franklin, some of you might have had IVs while you've been here. Some of you might have experienced Buzzy, which is a little ladybug or bumblebee that we use to help our patients with their IV. And in the story, Franklin, instead of using Buzzy, used some numbing cream. So we've got all kinds of tricks that can help all of our patients with our pokes here in the hospital. Soon the attendant came back to take Franklin to another room. Dr. Bear was waiting for him. "We're going to take some x-rays," she said. "I need to know exactly where to put the pin." "I don't want x-rays," whispered Franklin. "X-rays don't hurt," explained Dr. Bear. "The machine only takes pictures of what's inside of you." "I know," said Franklin, and he started to cry. Dr. Bear sat down beside Franklin. "Please tell me what's wrong," she asked. Franklin sniffled. "Everybody thinks I'm brave, but I've just been pretending. X-rays will show that inside, I'm scared." "Oh, Franklin," exclaimed Dr. Bear, "an X-ray doesn't show feelings. It only shows shell and bones." "You mean no one will know that I'm afraid?" Franklin asked. "No one," replied Dr. Bear. "But just because you're afraid doesn't mean you aren't brave. Being brave means doing what you have to do, no matter how scared you feel." So Franklin crying didn't make him any less brave. It's okay to cry during the pokes or scans, but it's important to remember to listen to what the nurse says, whether it's holding still or taking some nice deep breaths. Franklin thought for a few moments. "Well, I am scared to have the operation," he finally said. "But I know I have to, so my shell will grow big and strong." Dr. Bear smiled. "That's what being brave is all about." Franklin let out a very deep sigh. "I'm ready now." When the x-rays were done, Franklin was taken to the waiting room. "We aren't allowed into the operating room, Franklin," said his father. "But we'll be with you in the recovery room when you wake up," his mother promised. Soon Dr. Bear came to get Franklin. His mother and father kissed him and waved as he went through the doors. So just like at Franklin's hospital, our hospital also doesn't let our grown-ups back into the operating room because we want that space to be as clean and safe for you as possible. If you're going to the OR for surgery, know that you'll see your grown-ups afterwards. when you wake up, and you can give them all the hugs and kisses before you go back. In the operating room, Franklin said hello to the other doctors and nurses. Dr. Bear put stickers on Franklin's chest and explained that this is how they would watch his breathing and his heartbeat during the operation. Then, Dr. Raccoon put the needle for the sleep medicine in Franklin's hand. It didn't hurt at all. When that was done, he asked Franklin to count backward from 100. "But I can only count backward from 10, said Franklin. "That will be just fine," said Dr. Bear. 10, 9, 8, began Franklin, and that was as far as he got. You might notice in this picture there's some computers in the back, just like in your room, and no one plays video games or goes on Google on these computers. These computers are used to monitor your breathing and your heart rate to make sure that you can be as safe as possible while you're here. "Wake up, Franklin," called a faraway voice. But Franklin didn't want to wake up. In his dream, he was scoring the winning goal. "Wake up now, Franklin," said his mother. Slowly, Franklin opened his eyes. He saw his parents and Dr. Bear, and then he remembered. "But I haven't finished counting," he said in a wobbly voice. "But I finished operating," said Dr. Bear with a laugh. Looks like Franklin had a pretty good dream. I think if I was to take a nap, I would hope to dream about being in a field of flowers or running around outside. What about you, Link? Link's about to have a dream. Two hours later, Franklin was back in his hospital room. He walked slowly to the mirror and looked at his bandages. "I guess it'll be a while before I can play soccer again," he sighed. "Dr. Bear thinks you'll heal very quickly," said Franklin's father. "She also said you're an excellent patient," added his mother. Franklin smiled. Franklin's got some funny shoes on in this picture, just like you might have your hospital socks on. These are his version. His have stars on them, which is pretty cool. That night, after Franklin's parents had gone home, Dr. Bear came to see him. "I have something to show you, Franklin," she said. She held up an X-ray. "Is that me?" he asked. Dr. Bear nodded. "That's you," she said, "brave through and through." The end. So thank you for joining us for Librarian Lexi's Corner. I hope that you learned something about being in the hospital through this book. We are celebrating Child Life Month, and I hope that you learned a little bit more about what child life looks like. Our child life specialists wear purple here at this hospital, so if you see a person in purple, be sure to wish them a happy Child Life Month, and we hope that you enjoyed the story. Bye.